Hello everyone and welcome to our online lecture series. Today we shall study another chapter from our English textbook, chapter number 1.3 on Wings of Courage. This chapter is a biographical chapter on one of India's most decorated Air Force officer, that is Force Marshal Arjun Singh. What we are going to see in this chapter is his biography, his achievements in life, what he achieved throughout the year, and when he was right at the top, when he was the Air Force Marshal, and his contribution towards India's Army, India's Air Force in general, and his contribution to the fields of war as well. All right, I welcome you all to this session. I hope you would understand whatever is being taught here. I also want you to read this chapter beforehand, as well as when we finish our lecture, I want you to go through the chapter once again so that it is cemented in your head. Alright, let us begin. Air Force Marshal Arjun Singh, an icon of India's military history, will always be remembered as a war hero who had successfully led a young IAF during the 1965 Indo-Pakistan War. Arjun Singh's first big assignment was the 1965 Indo-Pakistan War that happened, and which eventually we won. Indian Army was able to retaliate the Pakistani attack, and our tanks went till Lahore. That is what is said. So Arjun Singh, his first assignment was a successful assignment. The only officer, Arjun Singh is the only officer to attain the highest post of marshal, the Air Force equivalent to the Army's 5-star Field Marshal. So he's the first officer. Now, how do you categorize this? How do a person become an Air Marshal? It depends totally on his service and bravery. So very young, you should get into the army, and then you should move on to, one rank after the other, and then you will become a marshal if you have extraordinary service to the nation. There have been only three field marshals. Number one was Cariappa, General Cariappa, Field Marshal. Then Sam Manekshaw, if I'm not wrong. And number three was Arjun Singh. We don't have any more field generals, and all three have passed away. All right. So you must understand that it is one of the most rare honors that out of so many people, only three have been given this honor. Okay, only three people in history. Alright. Singh was a fearless and exceptional pilot who had flown more than 60 different types of aircraft. He played a major role in transforming the IAF into one of the most potent air forces globally and the fourth biggest in the world. His contribution to the Indian Air Force is monumental to the least. The IAF grew with him. He was the epitome. Epitome means the highest example, the top example of military leadership in classic sense, and it is therefore not surprising that he was honored with the rank of Air Force Marshal. Former Vice Chief of AAF, Indian Air Force, Kapil Kak said. Now, except his bravery, he was a great leader as well. I remember when Dr. Kalam had passed away, Arjun Singh was on his wheelchairs and he came and he stood and gave Dr. Kalam a salute. Why? Because the president is the head of the commanding forces, right? So he was his boss, so to say. So despite being so old and on the wheelchair, he gave him a salute. So he was an extraordinary person, epitome of military leadership. His plans, his strategies was out of the world. Singh was honored with the rank of Marshal on Republic Day in 2002. Sam Hormozji, Framji, Jamshedji Manekshaw, I told you, Sam Manekshaw and KM Cariappa were the only two army generals honored with the rank of Field Marshal. I've already told you this. Known as a man of few words, Singh was not only a fearless pilot, but who had profound knowledge about air power and applied it in a wide spectrum of areas. Singh had assiduously led the IAF during the 1965 war and denied success to Pakistani Air Force, though it was better equipped with American support. His most outstanding contribution was during that war, said Kak. Now, if you see Singh's interviews, they are there on YouTube. I would call upon you to see both the videos, his interview with certain news channels and his video where he gets up from the wheelchair to salute Dr. Kalam. I'm 100% sure it will bring tears to your eyes that such an old man uh, gave salute to the former president of the country. He respected and loved him so much. So he was a man of few words, did not talk more, but believed more in action. And during the 1965 war, America was with Pakistan. We had Russia with us, but America was a more powerful country that time. So they were helping Pakistan, and therefore Pakistan had an upper hand. And during such time, his general's ability, Arjun Singh's ability and his leadership came into test, and he emerged victorious. Now, Maharashtra's first chief minister, Yashwantrao Chavan, during that time happened to be a defense minister in, I suppose, Indira Gandhi's regime, or sorry, Lal Bahadur Shastri's regime. He was the defense minister, and he had written about Marshal, saying, Air Marshal Arjun Singh is a jewel of a person. He's rare, he's so much precious, quite efficient and firm, unexcitable, but a very able leader. So he doesn't get excited. He's very calm, focused, like Dhoni, you know. So he has a fantastic leadership qualities. That was said by Maharashtra's first chief minister. In 1944, the Marshal had led a squadron against the Japanese during the Arakan campaign, flying close air support missions during the crucial Imphal campaign, and later assisted the advance of Allied forces to Yangon, formerly Rangoon. So during the Second World War, which was in 1944, Indian Army had to assist the Britishers. Why? Because Britishers were ruling us that time. So we had to help the Britishers in the Second World War. That time also, Arjun Singh took a active part, and he was bravely flying planes over the fields. And even in Imphal, which is the capital of Manipur, he showed up resistance against the Japanese. Japan was against the Britishers, if you know. In recognition of this feat means achievement, he was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross on the spot by the Supreme Allied Commander of Southeast Asia, the first Indian pilot to have received it. Singh was selected for the Empire Pilot Training Course at Royal Air Force RAF Cranwell in 1938 when he was 19 years old. Now I told you, you become field marshal only when you have joined the army at a very young age and you show exceptional talent over the period of time so that you go from one rank to another and then you become general. Now, at the age of 19, so from 1938 to 1969, almost a period of 30 years roughly, he has served the Indian Air Force. So that is a quite big time. Singh was born on April 15, 1919 in Lailapur, now Faisalabad, Pakistan. Now that time India and Pakistan were not partitioned, so he was born in United India that time and completed his education at Montgomery, now Sahiwal, Pakistan. His first assignment on being commissioned to fly Westland Wapiti biplanes in the Northwest Frontier Province as a member of the number 1 RIAF squadron. So that was his first assignment, and he was born in today's Pakistan, that time's undivided India. After a brief stint means a brief tenure or a brief time, you can see a short period of work. Uh, with a newly formed number 2 RIF squadron, where the Marshal flew against the tribal forces, he later moved back to number 1 squadron as a flying officer to fly the Hawker Hurricane. He was promoted to the rank of squadron leader in 1944. For his role in successfully leading the squadron in combat means fight, he was awarded Distinguished Flying Cross DFC in 1944. On August 15, 1947, he achieved the unique honor of leading flypast over 100 IAF aircraft over the Red Fort in Delhi. Yes, when we won our independence, it was the first time that our uh, after the Army, our defense was able to show power, and he was selected for this honor of flying, of leading 100 aircrafts, being their leader. So you can see right from the beginning, he was awarded, he was exemplar in his services towards the nation, and he got a lot of praises from the political establishment as well. After his promotion to the rank of wing commander, he attended the Royal Staff College at UK. Immediately after Indian independence, he commanded Ambala, which is in Punjab today, in the rank of group captain. In 1949, he was promoted to the rank of Air Commodore and took over as Officer Commanding (AOC) of an operational command, which later came to be known as Western Air Command. Now you can see different air commands are there. In army also there is different regiments. Similarly, there are different commands: Western Command, Eastern Command. Right. If you're going to Pune, you can see near Viman Nagar towards your right, you have a big Air Force flying this thing regiment. They practice there. They fly planes, and when they are flying, then domestic planes which come to the airport, they are stopped because their practice is going on, and that practice is very nice to see if you live nearby. Sometimes it becomes a disturbance as well. Anyways, coming back, now you can see that right at a young age when he started and when India won independence, after that he was promoted continuously after every 2 years, 3 years, and then he went on to become a field marshal. Singh had the distinction of having the longest tenure as AOC of an operational base, initially from 1949 to 52, and then again from 1957 to 61. After his promotion to the rank of Air Vice Marshal, he was appointed as the AOC in C of an operational command. Now, what is this? Air Commanding Officer, uh, Air Officer Commanding in Chief. Means he was promoted as the head of that military base, of that air base. Towards the end of 1962 war with China, he was appointed as the Deputy Chief of the Air Staff, and he became the Vice Chief of the Air Staff in 1963. So you can see continuously after every war or after every major this thing achievement, Air Marshal Arjun Singh was continuously promoted in the military ranks, which took him onto the top. He was the overall commander of the Joint Air Training Exercise Shiksha, held between IAF RAF. Royal Air Force is belonging to which country? England, right? It's the Royal Air Force of the Queen, and RAF, Royal Australian Air Force. So what happens? These different nations, they carry out military tasks with each other. Why they do that? So that uh, their army has experience of fighting or flying planes with the different armies in the world, that how they train, how difficult their level is, or are we lagging behind. So for that they carry a exercise which includes flying planes and pilots and different kind of support staff, technical staff from other countries as well. On August 1, 1964, in the rank of Air Marshal, the Marshal of the Air Force, Arjun Singh, took over reins of IAF. So he became the head of Indian Air Force at a time when it was still rebuilding itself and was gearing up to meet new challenges. So that time we didn't have great fighter planes. We were not able to manufacture that by ourselves as well. We had to import it. So at that time he became the chief, and that were challenging times. It's not like everything was ready made and he just sat on the chair. Singh was the first air chief to keep his flying currency. Means he kept on flying. ऐसे नहीं कि chief होने के बाद I will just handle the office work. No, he kept on flying till his CAS rank, having flown over 60 different types of aircraft from pre-World War II era biplanes to the more contemporary means new, Nats and Vampires. These are planes which are currently used by top countries. He had also flown in transport aircraft like the Super Constellation. Sometimes during a emergency like earthquake and all, you have to evacuate, and during such time you have to fly the transport aircrafts as well to take army to help there or to evacuate people. So he had flown that planes also. So he was a very decorated and a variety and a varied kind of pilot. He was able to accept every challenges that came in his way. In 1965, when Pakistan launched its Operation Grand Slam with an armored thrust targeted at the vital town of Akhnur, Punjab, uh, on that border, Singh led IAF through the war with courage, determination, and professional skill. He inspired IAF to victory, despite the constraints imposed on the full-scale use of Air Force combat power. So that time, India was not allowed to use full combat this thing. This is kind of a restriction put by the United Nations and all. So Pakistan had the support of America, and during that time, with little resources, he fought against them. So Singh was awarded Padma Vibhushan. Padma Vibhushan, is the second highest civilian award after Bharat Ratna. That is the only thing you can get. Padma Vibhushan. After that, Padma Bhushan and then Padma Shri, for his astute leadership of the Air Force during the war. Subsequently, in recognition of the Air Force's contribution towards during the war, the rank of CAS was upgraded, and Arjan Singh became the first Air Chief Marshal of the Indian Air Force. He remained a flyer to the end of his tenure in IAF, visiting forward bases and units and flying with the squadrons. He retired in August 1969, thereupon accepting ambassadorship to Switzerland. So, even after receiving all these awards and becoming the Air Chief Marshal, he did not stop flying. He kept on flying, he kept this practice going so that when war happens, if he's needed. Now you can see in this photo, you can see all the badges, all the military honors that are put. Mostly they put it on the chest, all the medals that they receive, and on their shoulders, their rankings or their whether they are generals or lieutenants, colonels, all this you can find it on the stars on their shoulders. Right. So after retirement also, he took ambassadorship to Switzerland. He was a lieutenant governor of Delhi from September 1989 to December 1990. So for 1 year, he served in politics as well, becoming the governor. So he, after 1990, you can see him mostly not being in the public life. He kind of retired. Having been a source of inspiration to all the personnel of armed forces through the years, the government offered the rank of the Marshal of Air Force upon Arjan Singh in January 2002, making him the first and the only five-star rank officer with Indian Air Force. So nobody was as tall as this person, and I think in a couple of years ago, Arjan Singh died. He was 90 plus years, and still he was very active and used to give interviews as well. So I call upon you to read more about Arjan Singh. Also solve English workshop that will help you to understand and process the chapter properly. All right. Thank you so much.